The first house, the house associated with Aries, Mars, and the element of fire. The first house holds your rising sign. It is the first impression we make on the world. Your first house indicates your ultimate potential and the unique traits that separate you from the rest. The more planets you have here, the more unique your personality can be. The first house shows where you stand out, how you view the world, and how you approach life. The first house also defines your personal style, facial features, and overall appearance. It speaks to how we view ourselves and our attitude towards new experiences in our lives. The second house, the house associated with Taurus and element of earth. The second house represents our possessions and values. These are physical things we possess along with the emotions and energy we hold as well. This house speaks to our desires, what we value, and accepting these personal truths. It also deals with wealth, items we own, and property we own. Planets and signs in this house address our financial status, our money, how we view money, debts, and investments. The third house, the house associated with Gemini, Mercury, and the element of air. The third house is about communications of all kinds. Siblings, neighbors, short trips, early education, language, and intelligence. The planets and signs in this house will affect what you choose to express and how you choose to express it. It also speaks to information available to you and how you choose to absorb it. The fourth house, the house associated with Cancer, the moon, and the element of water. The fourth house represents home, our foundations, our roots, our family history, and family traditions. It also speaks to our final resting place and retirement in old age. This house is where you'll find your IC, which indicates where and how we were raised, our parents, our ancestors, and the habits and beliefs that were formed in childhood. This house affects your private self, who you are when you're in the comfort of your own space, how we nurture ourselves, and how that relates to the way we were raised. The fifth house, the house associated with Leo, the sun, and the element of fire. The fifth house represents our livelihood, our children, our creativity, and our pleasures. It represents our art, culture, music, literature, and enrichment of any kind. It can show where, when, and how we take risks for pleasurable outcomes. It indicates what we do for fun, our hobbies, things that we enjoy doing, topics we're drawn to, and our natural talents. The sixth house, the house associated with Virgo, Mercury, and the element of earth. The sixth house is all about health and service, how we help and serve others, how we serve ourselves, who serves us, and our daily responsibilities. It represents our work, our employers, our employees, our work environment, our contribution to society, and finding value in being of service to others. The sixth house is also about our self-care, things like hygiene, fitness, diet, and upkeep of our physical bodies or responsibilities in our daily routines. The seventh house, the house associated with Libra, Venus, and the element of air. The seventh house represents our partnerships, who we collaborate and build with in our life. This house can influence who we cooperate with and why. What aspects of ourselves get revealed through our partnerships. The seventh house relates to soulmates, contracts, marriages, negotiations, business partners, lawsuits, divorce, and enemies. The eighth house, the house associated with Scorpio, Mars, Pluto, and the element of water. The eighth house is about death, sex, rebirth, the occult, rituals, secrets, karma, and the support that we receive from others. It influences support of all kinds, financial, physical, spiritual, emotional, and what our relationships provide to us. The eighth house affects the secrets we keep and why we keep them. This house also talks about the legacy we leave. How do we impact the world for the long term? The ninth house, the house associated with Sagittarius, Jupiter, and the element of fire. The ninth house relates to our discovery, a deeper understanding of the world around us, our search for meaning, and our search for truth. It gives us a sense that there's something greater, and pushes us to explore our surroundings. The ninth house can represent our purpose, our generations, our religions, far travel, foreign cultures, psychology, philosophy, and our psychic knowledge and connection. The 10th house, the house associated with Capricorn, Saturn, and the element of Earth. The 10th house represents our career, our professions, our public image, our social status, how our community views us, and how we view ourselves within the community. The 10th house is about our life's work and our achievements, and our satisfaction with the two. This house influences how, and if, we will achieve fame or authority over others, and how we manage this role within society. The 10th house also holds your MC, which relates to how we interact with society. Things like social media, reputation, and the community's reaction to public successes or failures. Come up here. The 11th house, the house associated with Aquarius, Saturn, Uranus, and the element of air. The 11th house represents our groups, the collective, our friends, organizations, cliques, and social groups. It also represents our hopes and dreams, what we desire to achieve, and our destiny. This house related to how we influence the groups we're involved in, what kind of friend we are, and what we add to the collective. The 12th house, the house associated with Pisces, Neptune, Jupiter, and the element of water. The 12th house is all about the subconscious and the shadow. It's related to what's hidden, unseen, confined, pushed away, and kept secret. This house influences our karma due to the lessons we're exposed to, and our ability to accept, forgive, and set ourselves free from the bounds the shadow can create. This house can also talk about secret enemies in our lives,